Okay, welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. If we've been together from the beginning, I introduced very briefly and also got his perspective. That is Dr. No, sorry. I don't know why I wanted to make Jesutega Onokpasa a doctor, but he's a lawyer and a writer. That is a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. Again, thank you very much for coming on. As you know, on the political scene, well, the Court of Appeal has pronounced that Tinubu is properly elected. The appeals of the petitioners has failed and failed very, very, very clearly, according to the justices of the Court of Appeal. But they have, those people, as is their right, have indicated that they would like to escalate the matter to the Supreme Court. So, Mr. Onokpasa, that doesn't surprise very many people, does it? It's like the option is there, and it would have been nice if people had said, look, this is a very bad case, as has been pronounced by their lordships, but they are going. I'm sure you're not surprised yourself, or were you?
Surprised about what exactly? Their intent to go on appeal, or
that they intend to take it to the Supreme Court?
Well, I'm not surprised, because it cannot be more surprising than the fact that they brought these frivolous petitions in the first place to waste the time of the Court of Appeal and waste the time of Nigerians. So,
well, they were exercising their rights. As you know, they were exercising their rights. Even APC would be the first to say that you do have that right.
Yes, but it is not your right. It is nobody's right. Now, well, you might as well say it is someone's right to make a fool of themselves. Well, that is true legally, but I don't think that is a good idea, because what transpired.
When you say that, when you say that, I beg your pardon for interrupting you. When you say that, well, you're a lawyer yourself, and you know how to modulate your language for it to be elegant or whatever. But I imagine that what you're saying is probably it reflects your view of or your impression of the quality of the case that they brought, as indeed some of those justices had said, right?
It's not my view. That was the opinion of their lordships, the justices of the Court of Appeal. I don't know how much of the judgment you were able to follow in real time, because it was such a long judgment. I think 10, 11 hours at a point. You know, it's really very difficult to focus on something that long. But the key takeaway from the judgment is that their lordships excoriated learned counsel to the petitioners. That is what happened, Yori. That is what happened when that judgment was delivered. In fact, the court was basically saying the petitions effectively amounted to an abuse of court process, because the petitioners did not even bother. They did not even bother to try to prove their case. And I think that was the reason why, from the get-go, there was another agenda to the what I would say the entire shenanigans of pretending to be trying to reclaim a mandate that never existed in the first place, you know. And so there was this rather elaborate attempt to basically overhaul the judiciary, intimidate the judiciary, you know, to the point of people blatantly committing clear felonies, you know, threatening judges, threatening their families, you know, insulting them. And in fact, if anything, their lordships were rather lenient, you know, with their commentary on the attitude of learned counsel, you know, because from my own perspective as a lawyer, with respect, it was a complete waste of if the petitioners themselves, if Alhaji Atiku and Mr. Peter Obi, if I was of the opinion that their hands were clean, in the sense that they were not in on this shenanigans from the beginning, I would actually advise them to sue their lawyers, because the petitions were just too incompetently prosecuted. But I think I cannot think that a former vice president, a former governor like Atiku and Obi respectively, would not know that they had no case from the onset. I think from Obi's perspective, he must have felt he didn't have a choice. What does he do with his obedience? What has effectively decomposed into a personality cult around him? What do you do with such people when you so clearly lost an election that he couldn't have won from the onset? You know, with Alhaji Atiku, he has always been, I would say, fanatical about becoming president of Nigeria. So I think he was just trying his luck. But to go, if you say you want to go to the Supreme Court, by all means, please be our guest. Be our guest. But the outcome, because in fact, the Court of Appeal was relying on precedents already established by the Supreme Court. So
you're not going back to that?
Let lawyers make more money.